Hi. Talking about the most important person in your life is nothing simple, but that's what Robert Adams is for me. He appeared at the right time. I don't know how. I don't know what he did. I don't know what happened. But he became the most important person in my life. In the early 90s, I was having a very good life. I have a beautiful girlfriend. I have a production company in Hollywood. I was making a lot of money, and I was feeling empty. I was feeling that I needed something else other than fame and fortune and physical love. And I went back to my search when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I had some contact with Ramana Maharshi's uh, teachings for a while. Then I forgot all about it. And then in the early 90s, I was looking again. I was looking for something more. I was looking for happiness, real happiness. And I got in touch by chance with a group in Sedona that was doing the same search. They were based in Ramana Maharshi's teachings, and they have a realized person that was the creator of this group. And I started going there, and I started going to the courses. I was doing retreats. I was doing exercises, following their method, uh, but it wasn't working. It wasn't working, and I knew it wasn't working because I wanted to meet the realized person that was behind all this. I knew that no retreat, no exercise, no reading, no video was gonna give me what I wanted. And I was doing those retreats and going to Sedona year after year, just in the hope that the founder of this group will show up and I will be able to see him. I will be able to touch him. I was be able to be in his presence. I knew inside me that that was the important thing. No exercises, no videos was going to do anything for me. I wanted to meet this person. Suddenly he died. He died and he never showed up. He never showed up in the retreats. He never showed up when I was there. And I felt very, very, very frustrated. I got very angry. I got very, I felt deceived. I felt like I wasn't gonna get what I wanted. And I got very angry and I started shouting out of my soul for help. I needed help. The only person I thought that could help me have died, and I didn't know what to do. And I really put all my energy into asking for help. I don't know from when, from who. I don't know what I was shouting to. I didn't know what I was saying, but I wanted it. And magically, in a way that I cannot explain, 5 days after, I was driving to Robert Adams' satsang to meet him. He showed up in my life just like that. And he was everything that I was hoping for. He was a wonderful person. He was somebody that had been with Ramana Maharshi. That for me was a guarantee. He was a quiet person. He didn't ask to go on retreats. He didn't ask to read anything. He didn't ask me to change anything in my life. He was just there. And the only thing I needed to do was to be with him. Just sitting in front of him in Satsang, Thursdays and Sundays. For all the rest of the time that he was in LA, he did it for me. I got everything I wanted and more. He was a beautiful person. He was so loving. He was like a father for me. He always had time for me. Not to talk, because he couldn't talk. He had a very advanced Parkinson disease, and he just mumbled, and I couldn't understand anything he said. But just being with him, asking him my doubts, and he just answering yes or not was enough. Going to lunch with him, inviting him to lunch at my house where I cook for him. I remember once that he came to my house and we have such a wonderful satsang after lunch. We sat in my living room and it was so peaceful. It was such a connection in there. And after he left for Sedona, that I felt a little lonely staying in LA and not seeing him anymore. I was so surprised. One day I received a call from him from Sedona. He called to see how I was doing. He had so many students, so many people around him, and he took the time to call me and see how I was doing. He really moved me. He showed me that he cared about me. The last time I saw him, he came to LA to have his dentures made, and we have satsang. And after that, he came to me and he touched me with his finger in my heart. He looked at me and he said, "I will never leave you." And I believe him. And he never left me. He's here with me. He's all the time with me.